There are two main ways of connecting to the spiritual network for the purpose of accessing information, and these two ways are differentiated by the kind of information that one can access with each one. The first kind is information from above, your own voice from the future, your higher self. The second kind is information from feeling and reading the energy around you. These are two sides of the same coin. It's all you in the end. The first type is an extra-dimensional download or channeling. The second one is interpreting the energy around you and its various manifestations. The first type is a passive form of communication that requires surrender. The second one is an active form of using one's own sensing faculties to read and gather meaning. There are many issues that could hinder either one of these abilities or both. Fear is often at the root of any and all such issues, and there are several kinds. Fear of abusing one's own power or have it abused by another self. Fear of what may come through as information and how that could contradict ego expectations. Unprocessed and overlooked fear needs to be addressed and worked on if one is to proceed along the journey. Of course, not proceeding or pausing may actually be part of the journey, and this possibility will be addressed below. Processing fear leads to the cultivation of trust, and trust leads to the understanding that one's own actions in the physical or the energetic realm only have any effect at all if the puzzle piece fits. The action would need to connect and fit to a sacred geometrical type of network. If it doesn't, it will never succeed. This harkens back to the paradox of free will and destiny walking hand in hand. A predetermined sequence of events and a free choice universe can and do coexist simultaneously. So, if one is afraid consciously or subconsciously to use one's own abilities, to listen to one's own higher self or psychically read the energy around them, then one need only realize that one's own actions will only ever affect life around them if life around them matches, connects, and fits with one's actions. The actions may be the type of actions that we could broadly speaking describe as service to others or service to self. In other words, these actions can be actions of growth or catalysts for growth. Either way, they will only ever affect life around them if they were meant to. This is another way of saying that we are indeed instruments of a higher power, while at the same time being the higher power manifesting in this reality, in this dimension. The butterfly effect also comes to mind as an example of how interconnected all our actions are. A seemingly simple action can change the world, but at the same time, the world needs to synergistically connect to the energy of that action for the action to take effect. Fear is useful as an alert to danger, but don't let it use you. Explore and process the fear, and when it's time to act, let it go. Listen, sense, read the energy, discern, act. Be grounded and let your spirit fly, which is another way of saying to unite and integrate all aspects of self in unison. The jigsaw is falling into place, and we are an integral part of this network of consciousness. No one is able to see the entirety of this network, but that is part of its design.